Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very exciting video indeed, because finally I've got my hands on a brand new BMW M4 LCI to drive. And not only that, the specification on this particular car is absolutely incredible. I mean, firstly, look at this colour. And before we go and get going, this particular car is currently available at time of filming here at Sytner Harold Wood. So if you want any more information on this particular car or the M4 competition in general, please use the link in the description of this video to get in contact with your nearest Sytner BMW retailer. Now, let's have a little quick walk around and just remind ourselves of the differences on the new LCI before, I'm going to get inside and we're going to take this car for a drive. Let's start down at the front end, where you'll notice that the grille hasn't really changed. The rest of the car down the front is exactly the same as it was before. You've got the really amazing power lines all the way through the bonnet, and of course the big grille. These were so controversial when this car first came out, but I for one think they now look amazing. There's so much presence to this car when you see it on the road. But the big difference are the lights. Gone are the Corona rings from before when you opted for the visibility pack. You now get this new design, this sort of arrow effect in here. They, I think, look amazing. And now, when the first time I did this video, got quite a bit of stick for thinking that, but what do you think? I think they are so imposing and they give this car quite a different look at the front, quite a different character. It now looks even more aggressive than it did before. I, for one, love these new lights. And then as we move alongside the car, you've got that just amazing coupe look that the M4 has always had. I think the M4, just scoots under the radar a little bit. Everybody focuses on the M3 and the M3 Touring, but this is such a fabulous looking thing. I love this amazing sloping roofline. Of course, we've got Hofmeister kink on there, we've got swage lines along the side, but it is a really simple, clean design. It's not an overload of creases along here. You've got the big side skirt down here in gloss black, but other than that, there's not a whole lot. Of course, you've got M-wing mirrors on here. Of course, it wouldn't be an M car without them. The carbon fiber roof, and it's just sleek and elegant from the side. It just looks incredible, and I'll just keep coming back to this color. This, I think, is the best spec'd M4 that I've seen in a very, very long time. Round the rear, again, there's not an overload of changes, but the big one are these incredible rear laser tail lights. I think they're first seen on the M4 CSL, and they just look incredible. Again, I think they really transform the overall look of the rear of the car. They're so thin, exquisite, and then the more you look at them, the more detail you see. There's just so much in these lights, which looks incredible. Of course, we've got the quad pipes on the back with the gloss black rear diffuser. You've got a gloss black rear lip spoiler as well on here. The rear view camera, not something that you might not have seen before, doesn't hang off the back. It's hidden in the BMW roundel, which I think is a really cool feature. And yeah, rear lights look incredible. Now, before we go for a drive, let's just remind ourselves of some of the differences inside. Now, inside the car, the changes are again quite subtle, but also very nice. We've got this new design to the center console directly in front of me here. This new sort of element across here where the blowers come out now and some new ambient lighting. This car is covered in carbon fiber, as you'd expect an M4 to be. Down the center console here, across the dashboard, is just finished in this beautiful gloss carbon. And then you've got the brand new operating system up in the center, which is made using the climate controls and so on so much easier now. It is, of course, M specific, so you've got a slightly different text on here and a slightly different display directly in front of you. The big difference, though, is this new flat bottom steering wheel, which I don't know about you, I think it looks incredible with the M stitching along the sides, the dead ahead red marker here, and then the carbon fiber throughout, the carbon fiber shift paddles at the back, the M buttons inside. This particular car doesn't have the carbon fiber buckets, and to be honest, these are probably the seats that I would go for myself, with this gorgeous sort of ivory look interior with the black down the center of the seats. It's a beautiful place to sit and a fabulous place to spend time, but really what I want to do is go out, take this thing for a drive, and let's talk about some of the differences in terms of the way it drives and the power on the new LCI. So here we are then in the driver's seat of the new M4 Competition, and boy have I wanted to drive this car for quite a while now. It's been a few months since I first saw one of these, way back in, I think it was April, and all I've wanted to do since is drive one. Now, we don't have miles and miles and miles to cover because this is a brand new car. It's not had its running in service, so I'm not going to be able to obviously give it too much stick. But I am going to be able to give you a really good, I think, first impression. I also don't know the area at all that I'm driving around, so you're going to have to forgive me. This might be a little bit stop-start. But what are my first impressions? Well, I mean, let's say straight away, it's been quite a while since I've driven an M4. I've driven M3, M2, quite a lot actually recently. But M4, I don't know, I said it earlier, I feel like it's always the one that goes a little bit under the radar here in the UK. Because people just go for the M3 or the M3 Touring, I feel. But the M4, and I mean, especially in this specification, is superb. So what is different then in terms of the power and all that sort of stuff with the LCI? Well, we've got a bit more power now, to 530 horsepower, which in anybody's book is a lot of power, which means that the 0 to 62 mile an hour sprint is now even quicker. And I mean, straight away, the thing that gets me about BMW M at the minute is how wide their breadth of ability is. This is a 530 horsepower four-wheel drive coupe that does 0 to 60 in around 3 seconds. But when you jump in and just leave everything in comfort and efficient, leave the gearbox completely alone, just leave it in auto to do its own thing, they are all, and this M4 is no exception, just incredible everyday cars. It's just super, super easy. If anything, it feels, and I don't want this to sound like I'm putting the car down, because I'm not, this is a big compliment, it feels like just a series production car. It feels like one that you could just drive every single day and not feel intimidated by it. However, it does still have that M feel to it. It still feels inherently M and inherently special. You slide into these bucket seats, again, as I've mentioned, these are not the carbon-backed buckets. I personally don't think I would go for those ones. These are the seats that I would go for myself. And they are super, super comfy, super lovely. They've got great lumbar support down here. And then this new steering wheel, you're greeted by this immediately. It feels inherently special with the red dead ahead circle in the front. It just feels now even more special to hold than the one that came before. Paddles are fantastic. The carbon all over the place is amazing. You then look out over your M wing mirrors and you feel like you're in something super, super special. And to just poodle around like this, it's simply sensational. There is no other word for it. It's sensational. It's a brilliant, brilliant everyday car. But then this is an M car. So I'm going to go down here, click setup, drop it into Sport Plus, and just give it a little poke. Obviously, because this hasn't done its running in, I can't give it too much. Yeah, you can definitely feel that extra power, I think. Yeah, it feels absolutely fantastic. The gearbox is lightning fast. Of course, as I've mentioned, this has got about 10 miles on it. So as I say, I'm not going to give it anywhere near the punishment that it could take. But even now, without being run in, it feels just so smooth. The gear changes are silky, silky smooth, and the power delivery is ferocious, really. It's so quick. Yeah, cars have just they've got so quick, and this thing is just sounds fantastic in here as well. You get real nice burbles on the upshift. Oh, it feels fantastic. It feels every bit as good as I remember the M4 feeling. It feels just superb now with just a little bit more power. Oh, it's fantastic. We've got more power. It looks fantastic. What an amazing machine. I'm so glad I've finally been able to drive one. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you want any more information on the BMW M4 Competition LCI or this particular car, as I mentioned, this one is actually currently available at time of filming. It might go quite quickly as soon as it hits the internet, at Sytner Haroldwood. So please use the link in the description of this video to get in contact with your nearest Sytner retailer. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.